Testing. 1 2 1 2. Come in. Any aliens? Come in.
People are going to think these starts are fake because you say the weirdest and dumbest shit every time.
You've started, I'm assuming.
Yes, we've started and people are hearing you calling for aliens.
Sup, bitches?
And no one's going to believe that you just are doing that. Like, you're just doing that with no...
Just doing that. I was just doing that.
Oh, yeah, it's like a Mario. You were just doing that.
Okay. Why do we start like this?
It's all you. I leave it to you. I just press the button and this is the most authentic version of you.
Hey guys.
And now this is the fake version of
welcome
you.
to my channel. My name's Ruby and we're with Sonny. Hi everyone, how are we?
If I sound off this week...
He's got a little cold.
It's my nose.
Maybe it's just hay fever. Have you taken a antihistamine?
Literally a second ago.
Oh, nice. Okay. How are you today, bruh?
I need a minute, to be honest with you.
Oh my God, why?
I don't know.
Oh, he's not well, guys.
Not very well. Okay, well, do you want to jump into this? You usually have some sort of preamble for the start.
This is a discussion I've had with many people this week, and it has shook
God.
me. I feel sad. I just feel a bit lost with this thought. Dogs don't know that they're going to die. Sonny told me this. I was sat with little Noah Bear, my little favourite little pooch ever. He was sat on the sofa. We were just cuddling, and Sonny just goes, "You know, he doesn't know he's going to die." And I was like, "What?"
Dogs don't understand the concept of death.
What? So he's just like a little trotting around, walking. I'm a little pooch, and I don't know I'm going to die.
I don't have all the answers.
So how do you know
just to put
this?
this out, because it's just like a thing that, like, well, think about it this way: how does a dog know what the concept of death is?
How do we know?
Because we get told about it.
We're telling the dog.
We're also but we're telling the dog doesn't understand what we're saying.
It does. A dog understands.
No, it doesn't. A dog might understand key phrases and tone of voice,
Like
but
sit.
a dog, if you told a dog, you can't teach a dog maths. You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Right. I don't know. It just makes me sad that he's just going about his life, not knowing when it's going to end, and he has no idea.
Wouldn't it be more sad to know? Isn't he living in almost like a blissed life?
Do dogs know?
Not understanding.
Do dogs know that we're going to die?
Well, that's the thing. Dogs do sense illness in a weird way. They understand. They know when to be gentle with something, or if it's fragile. So they do have that sort of like sense, I guess, of illness and when someone is dying.
I told my PT this morning, he's got this massive husky. So cute. And I told him and he was so upset. He was like, "Are you kidding me?" And then, you know, there's this dog in our apartment. He is huge. What is he? What kind of dog is he? The big blonde one. Puffy. Massive, like a Pomeranian, but
I don't
huge.
know.
I'll put a picture on the weekly recap because he's amazing.
Of some
I'm
random
going to ask
dog.
him for permission. He's so cute. And he was then walking through the dog park as we were in the gym training. And Leon got upset because he was sad that dogs are going to die. And he didn't know that they don't know.
Well, do you want to hear something even sadder?
I don't know.
I just searched, do dogs understand death? Just to
Yeah.
see what Google gives an answer.
No.
And this is quite sad. It says, it's the first thing that comes up, do dogs mourn? Specifically.
They do. Definitely do.
Since they may not actually understand death as something permanent, sometimes a dog will wait patiently,
No.
believing that the deceased caregiver will return.
No, I am.
Others believe that the dog may just be reacting to the grief exhibited by the humans in the house.
Oh my God. Dogs know if they lose their own babies. They know that because I've seen dogs mourning.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, do they understand what happened to them?
Oh my God. No, we're
Or do
stopping
they think
this.
they just disappeared?
Stop
it's
talking.
sad, but I don't know why you wanted to get into this. I just said that, like...
Because it really affected me.
Dogs don't understand a lot. Dogs don't understand
But death is a
capitalism or finance or
Fine.
how money
Who
works.
needs to know that?
No, but like dogs don't understand a lot. Dogs don't necessarily... I guess they must understand birth.
They understand protection because they do that.
But that's like an instinct.
Weekly recap. Where's the piano this week, Sonny?
I could have brought it out. Is this going to become a permanent prop for the
No.
pod?
Have you... why is your eye watering?
Because I've got all hay fever.
Oh. Have you learnt
And
any
you
more?
yelled at me this morning. You did a big yell
No,
at me.
Sonny
So
said.
I've got them all upset.
Sonny
from
said
that.
as soon as you come back from your PT, we will start. It's now an hour after my PT ended, and we've just started.
And it's worked out perfectly for me because I'm all showered. I'm all nice. I'm a
Nice.
clean boy. I've got a coffee. So, yeah, it doesn't affect me in the slightest.
Anyway, have you learnt any more songs on the keyboard?
Not yet. However, Kurt, shout out to my friend Kurt, he was over last night and he was being like, well, this is a D chord and this is a D minor. And he was showing me some random chords.
I know the chords.
Yeah, well, you didn't show me.
Okay, Kurt showed you.
I didn't even ask him to. He saw it and he was doing
Aw.
it. And then I said, I know what a C is. That's it. And so he was then showing me, well, this is this and this is that.
Oh, guys,
maybe I'll
also,
learn.
Kurt is going to do a photo shoot for Sonny and I for our promo pics. Let us know what poses you want to do. And Sonny wants props.
I know, I just don't want to do it. I don't want to take pictures of us. And so I said,
Well, we are.
maybe if you get me some fun props, that could convince me.
Maybe. Okay, let's actually go on to the weekly recap.
What you been up to?
I've had a lot of self-care this week.
I do apologize if you can't hear that alarm because it's still not stopped.
Maybe there's a real fire and we're just sat in the building.
I had that thought the other night because it went off at like 10 p.m.
Damn.
And I was like, they're not doing a test at 10 p.m. Maybe this is real.
Yeah, I've done a lot of self-care. This week, I got a lash lift and tint. Can you tell? Look at my lashes.
Ah, you just hit me in the face with your lashes.
Anyway.
You just blinked and they were so long, they like whipped me.
They look so fresh. I love them. Why are you laughing at that? I love them.
Just fresh lashes.
They are fresh lashes.
But when are lashes unfresh?
Like when they get crusty after, like,
Oh.
when people have lash extensions and don't get them redone for ages. I also got my nails done. So cute, so cute. Gone shorter. Little Frenchies. So I had a lot of self-care going on today. Also,
This was all today? All this morning?
No.
This was all this morning?
All this week. My bad.
You did this in a few hours?
No. I also had a barbecue on the roof. Lewis came round last weekend. We had a little barbecue, little date. Have I spoke about that already?
I don't know, maybe.
Anyway, yeah, that was really nice. And I went to the cinema again. I took my boss's kids.
Ruby, this is like the second or third time you've been to the
This
cinema?
is the second time. I'll talk about what I watched.
Jeebus, you need to get a card like me.
I know. I'll talk about what I watched later on. But also, Sonny just spilt coffee down him.
My day's ruined.
Don't worry.
I'm going home.
He only wears black anyway. You can't even see it. So yeah, I took my boss's kids to the cinema. You know, taking two small children around Westfield is
Oh, it's a real easy
traumatizing.
task. It
No.
sounds like a real smooth and easy
one
task.
of them. Let me go in this VR thing. One of them. Can we go to Claire's? I'm like, oh my god, they're running either side. It's stress. There's them toy machines. You know what? Literally do the tiniest motion, but they get so fucking excited over.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they'd be too old for that.
No one's too old for that, Sonny.
They're like 7 and 8. I thought those were like 5-year-olds.
They love them. So it was a very stressful experience.
Did they not want that trolley push thing that's like a car? Do you know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
no, we saw one, but they
It's
were
like
like,
a little
oh my
car
god.
that you have to push around.
No.
Kids get
I'll
to
tell you a
sit in it.
story quickly about these kids, right? The kids, we are going to the car park and there's a big line of people waiting to pick up from valet parking. They went, oh my god, who would actually like waste their money in paying for someone to drive their car into a parking space? And I said, well, some people have more money than sense. It's just how it is. She was like, every rich person is famous. And I was like, no. I was like, that's not the case. She was like, yes, it is. Can you tell me a rich person? So
The richest people aren't famous.
The kids.
Like those, are they twin brothers in Dubai? There are definitely some brothers in Dubai that are very rich.
I don't know.
I
But
don't know if they're twins.
so the girls were like, no, Ruby. Every rich person is famous. I was like, oh, right. Well, I know some rich people who aren't. Well, tell me then. So I made a joke. I was like, well, you don't know. I could be super rich. And I was like, my dad could be super rich. And she goes, Ruby, look at your car. You're not rich. And I was like, oh, burn.
Damn. Straight humbled you. Which,
Really?
you know what? Maybe you needed.
I don't need to know that I'm not rich. Trust me.
Maybe you needed that humbling.
Anyway, the kids humble me every day. They told me to don't wear your glasses. You don't look nice. Wear the lenses, they say.
But that is kind of part of the beauty of kids, is that they're so non-self-aware that they will say whatever the hell they want. They'll just say it as it is.
I guess.
It's the literal definition of spitting facts.
Spitting facts.
Yeah.
What have you done this week?
I took the plunge. I did the big tank.
Oh, yeah. Tell me. Sonny and I actually haven't spoken about this because we wanted to discuss it on the pod because I'm intrigued.
Did the big sensory deprivation tank.
Tell us all.
So as I was getting there, it was raining. So I walked in wet already.
He was already sad about not being able to have coffee in the morning.
Well, no, they just said don't have any like stimulants or drugs or anything like that. So my whole morning routine was thrown out the window because it's all I do. But I was room numero uno. I was room 1. So pretty much you get in there, they explain the whole stitch. You've got some earplugs to put in your ear, bit of Vaseline if you want to put that on any cuts or anything.
What? What kind of water was it? Like sea? Salt? Why would they need Vaseline for their cuts?
So Ruby wasn't listening last week when we explained the Epsom salts and how that
Oh,
works.
sorry.
Yeah, Ruby.
My bad.
Ruby doesn't listen much.
My bad.
So there's a bit of Vaseline for any cuts and whatever, and you get into the tank. And the weirdest thing is the actual like buoyancy of you from these salts.
Are you very light?
Well, yeah. The whole point is that these specific salts will make you float. Like it's impossible to sink. Now, admittedly, it's only like a foot deep, the water. So it's
foot deep, really?
It's really not that deep.
What, did you crawl into it? That is an ick.
No,
for
it's
me.
like a bath.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's like a bath with a lid.
Okay.
That's all you need to know. It's literally like an egg.
Right, go
but
on.
you open the egg up and there's like a little bit of water.
So was someone monitoring you?
No.
What the hell?
You can't drown unless you are actively trying to commit suicide.
I just don't believe it.
And also, you're in a foot of water. Even if I was face first with my head in that water, I physically would not able to drown myself unless I weighed myself down.
Okay.
And then it's still not deep enough to drown.
All right.
So you physically can't die.
Okay, no
And you
monitor.
physically can't sink.
Okay.
Even if it was 6 feet deep, you still couldn't sink because you would float.
Okay, Sonny.
No, I'm explaining.
I understand the Epsom salts keep you up, right?
So that was the weirdest thing is like that just first getting in there and that float.
Was it hot?
Yeah, it was like warm. But like just the way you actually float, it's a lot more than even the sea, which is salt water. It's so easy to float in it. And I guess that's the whole point. You're literally just laying back and you're just chilling.
What did you think about?
They have 10 minutes of like calming music at the start
Like spa
to like
vibes.
settle you in. And then 45 minutes you have nothing. And then at the end you get 5 minutes of music just to sort of tell you get into the end now.
Shit.
And
And it was pitch black.
well, you have a light. I had the light off, I think, the entire time. Sometimes I'd lift the pod up a little bit because it gets hot. And the lady even said that, lift it up.
Oh my gosh.
And then the lights in the room were in a sensor, so they would go off as well. So you'd still be pitch black even if you had the
So
pod
what were you
open a little
thinking
bit.
about?
We're going to get to that. I'm still setting everything up.
Yeah. So
Um,
mean today, like Mr. Cold Boy.
You started the day off wrong,
Okay.
and that's why you've put me in this mood. So then you get 5 minutes of music at the end, and if you fall asleep and the music at the end doesn't wake you up, they
They
then
put
have
on
this.
heavy metal.
No, they have this like water pressure thing that makes it go in like a little spiral. It's like the water flow, so like you'll wake up from that. They said you will just wake up.
Movement.
I mean, I didn't fall asleep, and I'd have been a little annoyed if I fell asleep, and I just paid like money to have a glorified nap.
Yeah.
So I'm happy I didn't fall asleep. But the weirdest thing is when you it's like, I don't know, you don't realize you're in it when you're in it, if that makes sense.
Right.
Because obviously you sat there, there's music playing, you just sit there thinking, and you are thinking like, well, what am I even going to think about? Like, what is the point of this? Blah, 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 blah. And you're floating, you're there. But when you kind of fall into it, and you are just sort of floating, thinking, and you're not really paying attention to anything around you, when you're in just like a pitch black void, you don't ever realize you're in that state, in that moment. Do you know what I mean? Until it's broken, until you push up against the wall, and you remember, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like when it's working, you don't realize it's working because it's working. So that was the most interesting part, because you couldn't ever be like, oh, I'm in it now. It's like, do you know the game?
No.
Oh, well, we both just lost. The game is, if you think about the game, you lose the game.
Oh, right.
So it's kind of like that, in a sense. Like, if you think about it, you've lost.
Okay.
So when you're in that state, you don't realize you're in that state, and you are just there thinking naturally. So I don't know if you can go in with like a plan, Because you could go in with a plan being like, I'm going to think about what I want to achieve in the next 5 years or some shit.
But did you think about anything specific? Like, did a thought come?
I mostly, honestly, just let my brain wander.
Ah.
But, you know, I think about the usual shit, and I think everyone should think about this in life, just generally. You know, you thought about what your morals are, you know, what you stand for, what you don't stand for, stuff like that. What you want to achieve, a lot of like career shit and boring stuff like that. You know, what are my flaws and how can I improve?
This is very good. I should probably think about this.
I do this all the time anyway.
Oh my God. Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's so important to do this to yourself, to think about, to almost like ground yourself.
Yeah, I get that.
Because as much as I say it, I'm not a perfect person.
Oh my gosh. You heard it here first.
But yeah, then you think about like, you know, how can I improve personally and what do I want to achieve? And what's a big issue, you know? Again, a lot of career stuff and things like that. But also sometimes you have to take a moment and be like, but you're okay. You're okay, Sonny. You know, like where you are right now is fine.
Were you calm then? Were you calm in there?
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely relaxing. I mean, I mostly just was floating with like my arms above my head. No, because my arms went down. I was kind of like, you know, not resting,
oh my God, I'm
but
dying.
chilling.
That's so funny.
Just laid there in the pitch black. And I preferred the pitch black to having a light on.
Fair.
Having a light, I mean, I guess having a light, it ruins one of the main senses. The whole thing is it's meant to be pitch black.
I would have definitely thought about like a shark. If it was dark.
They're literally, it's...
I know, but I would have thought about it if I was in water.
You're in a glorified bath. I'll tell you the most annoying thing, though.
What?
And the lady at the start was just saying, like, you know, oh, try not to touch your eyes because it's salt water. But it's not that easy when you're laying down heads there, you know.
Did you have contacts in or anything?
No, but maybe, you know, there's a little bit of salt water on my forehead.
Right.
And it slowly drips down into my eye. So that was really annoying.
Oh,
the salt water. Because it's the worst salt water.
Yeah.
So it's really fucking annoying.
Damn.
So they had this like spray.
Do they?
Yeah, in there.
They're
Just regular water. And it's just like, just spray yourself in the face with that. But I constantly kept having to get the towel to wipe my eyes because...
Fair.
But I also
Did you not keep your eyes closed?
Yeah, it doesn't mean water can't get in there.
Fair.
Water's pretty good at that kind of stuff. You know, get it in those little nooks and crannies.
Okay.
And grannies. I'll tell you how it ended. Ended kind of awkwardly.
Okay.
I got out, I showered, got dressed. And because the room was kind of steamy from the tank and the shower, I opened the door a bit. Like that leads into the corridor, just to get some bit ventilation. I was dressed, whatever. The door then closes. I'm just getting my last bits together, and a woman walks in to like clean the place because she assumes I've left because I just opened the door.
Yeah.
Luckily, I wasn't naked or anything because I guess I would have bothered her more than me. But she came in and did the whole like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," and I was like, "It's fine. Like, I've got clothes on, it's fine." And then she did a big apology at the end, and she's like, "I heard the door, and I just thought you went upstairs."
Oh, she was just doing a job.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh no, it's fine." But yeah, that was kind of funny. But you know, I could have been naked. She could have walked in on me naked. I'll end it with this. Pretty much, I'll end it with, I would say, I don't actually know how much the average therapy session costs, but I would say
around £70.
Yeah, which isn't far off from what I paid for this. This was a bit cheaper than that.
Yeah.
I would probably say a session of therapy is more beneficial
than what you did.
Yeah. But I also think it depends, because...
Maybe if you just need a moment.
Yeah. If you want to just lay down for an hour and relax, I think it's good. And I also think it was my first time. If you did this monthly, which with this company you can pay a monthly subscription.
Right.
For like 1 session a month, 2 sessions a month, whatever. And do it. And maybe you would get some benefit out of that from being regular, getting used to that
Yeah,
whole...
you know that's your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say, I mean, I've never done therapy, but I think a session of therapy would probably be more beneficial just because you'll have...
Well, someone helps you find your inner things. You're there alone.
But maybe then
Very cool.
maybe that's the answer. It's how you want to take that journey.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it alone, floating in a bath with salt water in your eyes? Or do you want to do it laying down
and
on
a
the
woman
sofa?
interrupting you in the shower? It's time for What's In
and What's Out.
Who wants to start? Shall I start?
I think you should start.
Okay, this week I've got What's In. For me, I made this and I thought it was delicious. So on TikTok, it is the viral yogurt clusters. They are in for me because basically you get Greek yogurt, a bit of honey in there, chopped up strawberries, chopped up raspberries, and then you freeze them on like a baking sheet. Freeze them till they're like in little like cookie shapes, really. Sonny described them as a frozen cookie.
Yeah, because you like flatten them down like a cookie. It was like
Yeah.
a yogurt cookie.
Yeah, and then you can either drizzle or dip them in like chocolate. Oh my God. They are, for me, a little snack. They're a fucking 10 out of 10. So that's what's in for me. Short, sweet, simple. Did you like them, Sonny?
Yeah, I said to you, it's like, do you remember Froobs? The
Oh,
little
yeah.
tubes of yogurt, and some people would freeze them.
We did.
Then you like chop the head off and you get to eat. It reminded me of like that texture of like the frozen Froob yogurt.
Yeah, but they were nice, right?
They were good. However, I'm trying to think, is a cookie the best shape for it? What's
That
a good
is-
shape?
I mean,
You could buy those like ice lolly trays, molds,
yeah.
and maybe
I
make
quite
a
like
little
it
ice
as a
lolly.
cluster, though. A little cluster.
Maybe you make proper clusters, like cereal level clusters.
No.
You get a little bowl of it, like popcorn, little yogurt popcorn.
Oh, no. It will melt. I'm happy with my cluster, so
Well,
that's
then
what's
you just
in.
have yogurt.
Yogurt clusters. What is out for you? It's going to be stupid.
Do you want to
I
have a
guess-
guess what I was just doing? While
You were probably looking at the stocks or some weird fucking app on the thing.
I went on the news.
Oh, for God's sake. It's so annoying. What is for you?
Well,
Hate
this one's definitely not for me because what's out this week
He's laughing.
is cannabis.
Why?
It says here, police seize 130 million worth of cannabis in UK-wide crackdown.
Seize? Oh, stop.
Yes,
I thought you
take.
meant physically
They
seize.
say, they go, oh, fucking hell. Hey, PC over there. That's like 130
PC?
mil. Yeah, PC plot over there. That's like 130 mil worth of cannabis. You seizing this?
Why
you
is it-
seizing this over there?
Why is it out then?
Because they've taken it.
What?
That's what that means. They've
you-
seized
are you
it. They've
upset?
taken it. Am I upset?
Are you upset that they've taken?
No, they'll never find my stash. No, it says here, more than 180,000 plants were discovered in raids across England and Wales in June. Officers also seized 20 firearms, 636,000 in cash, and 20 grams of cocaine.
Shit.
Amateur hour here, with a potential street value of 1 million. That's the
Fucking hell.
coke. The operation has been described as the most significant of its kind ever in the UK law enforcement.
I guess keep your drugs safe, people.
Yeah, you know. Cannabis is a Class B drug, not Class A like heroin or cocaine. Someone should write that down. But large-scale cannabis cultivation is seen as a key source for criminal gangs, pretty much. for their
Anyway.
cash flow.
So drugs are out, you're saying?
Cannabis specifically, 130 million pounds worth. Is that good enough for you? Is that
Yeah,
good
to be
enough
honest,
out for you?
Yeah.
It was like the second thing that came up on the news.
Can you please stop thinking and being more creative in your own mind?
Hey, you rushed this recording. And
Rushed?
I'm pretty creative in my own mind. The only one I've bullshitted is this and the Apple one.
Yeah.
You loved all the others. You,
Okay,
you
fair.
loved last week. You loved when I talked about smoothies and blenders and raiding.
Fair.
Yeah, you should listen back. I'm always coming up with the good shit.
Okay.
Anyway, should we move on to our next segment?
Yeah, you want to introduce it?
What's it called, Ruby?
No.
You want me to say it?
Do it in my voice, though.
What we watching?
No, what you're watching.
What you watching? What we watching?
I saw a new DreamWorks film.
DreamWorks, the home place of Shrek.
The makers of Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, and what's that thing with the cool hair? Trolls.
Oh, also How to Train Your Dragon is a
The
pretty
best.
yeah. I'd say that's a pretty successful
Lewis,
one of
my
theirs.
boyfriend, always like I have quite an expressive face, and he always says I'm like the dragon. You know when it's like
What from?
How to Train Your
Toothless? Is that his name? Toothless?
Yeah, Lewis always says I'm like it. Even when we watch it, he's like, that looks like you.
Oh.
But yeah, I went to see Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken.
Ruby Gillman. You're right.
I know I'm right because I prepped before this
You
pod.
watched it and
So obviously it's called Ruby, so I went with my boss's two kids. And every time the name Ruby got said, they both like peeped their heads around and looked at me. It was so
oh my
cute.
God, your name's Ruby.
Yeah.
And that
They told
that
their dad.
character's called Ruby.
They told their dad, we watched a film about Ruby.
Kids are so fucking weird.
It was so cute though. Loved it. It had obviously a bit of comedy, a good life lesson. Family is important.
Oh, Lana Condor plays the titular Ruby Gilliam. She's the To All the Boys I Loved girl. She's
To All the
the one
Boys I
like,
Ever Loved."
here's all these letters, boys,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I
yeah.
loved you. It's that chick.
Oh my God, it was just so cute.
Jane Fonda plays the
Oh,
grandma.
for God's sake, it's all about... Yeah, actually.
Liza Koshy's in it. Do you remember Liza Koshy?
No, I don't
She
care
was a
about this.
YouTuber.
Okay.
Actually, no, you've only just discovered what YouTube is, so you probably
No,
don't
I
know.
haven't. Anyway, it's a great film. The colours are lovely. Oh my God,
Will Forte, Toni Collette.
there's a big twist. I won't spoil it for all them people going to
Is
watch.
it that she's a teenage kraken?
No, that's not even a spoiler. Everyone knows
That's
that
the
from the
title.
start. That is not the spoiler. It's about mermaids. But I'll let
That's
you
in the
watch it.
trailer. I'm pretty confident
Oh, what?
that mermaids maybe aren't as nice as they seem.
Yes, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm
Why
going to
have I
rate
seen the trailer to this kids movie I'm not going to watch?
I'm going to rate it. I actually want to see Little Mermaid, but the kids didn't want to. So
No, they've already seen it, you said.
Oh, yes.
Who cares?
I'm going to rate it an 8 out of 10 for DreamWorks.
Wow. That's pretty solid, to
It
be
was
fair.
great. I loved it. I really loved it.
I'm happy you liked it more than you expected.
I did. I didn't waste my time. Although one of them needed the toilet in the middle.
Is it
And
the one who's scared of the toilet?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oh, no. Yeah, it was. We had to shuffle along. And also, at one point, they both of them were sat in one seat. I was like, what are you doing?
Wait, how does that work? How small are these
They're
kids?
tiny. And then at one point, halfway through the film, one of them was like, can I come and sit on you? So I was like, sure. Knocked over all the popcorn. It was...
Oh, God. Sounds like a nightmare.
Had a great time. Go watch Ruby Gilman and at the Teenage Kraken. Tell me about what you've been watching. Probably some actor shit.
Oh, yeah, unless I was watching, documentaries or reality TV.
Can you please just tell me?
I watched Indiana Jones
Oh, yes.
and the Dial of Destiny. So we've seen 2 brand spanking new movies.
Yours is probably more to our audience's taste. But
Well,
Ruby Gilman.
Indiana Jones is not doing that well.
What?
It's doing fine, but I disagree with this because I love Indiana Jones. It's an old man's property.
I've never seen any of them.
I think 50% of people buying tickets are above the age of 30, and I think 25% of people buying tickets are above the age of 50 or 40. So it's pretty much old men getting tickets to this film and me.
Okay.
But let's get into it. So Indy's back. He's back this time. He's 80, he's divorced, and he's sad. But wait.
80?
In real life. I think he's
Oh.
like 70 in the movie.
Okay.
But he's an old man now.
Okay.
For this old man's movie. But wait, there's more. The Nazis are backsies.
What?
The Nazis are back. Classic Indiana Jones villain.
Oh.
The Nazis. Because they're well,
Don't spoil this for people who actually want to see it, by the way.
we'll get into it. So it's set in the great year of 1969. Nice. Ruby, what happened that year? What big historical event happened that year?
Man went on the moon.
I am very proud of you. I did not think you'd get
It's
that.
because Lewis and I did a trivia quiz the other day, and that was a question.
I didn't think they were. Yes, it was the space race and the moon landing.
I'm
so it
smart.
takes place during the week, maybe even the day of the moon landing, and it's playing on. This is a real fact. How old Nazis actually helped NASA get to space. Nazi scientists were a
Okay.
big reason why we got to space. So this film's kind of playing on that idea. So Indy's pushed back into action when the Nazi Mads Mikkelsen, great actor, is after the Dial of Destiny. That's the name of the movie.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yeah, and that's what he's after.
Nice.
Joined by Phoebe Waller-Bridge from joined by Phoebe Waller-Bridge from Fleabag, Solo, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we know her.
Can Indy save the day one last time? But more importantly, can he save himself from being 80 and sad?
Aww.
I enjoyed this film, actually. I've seen mixed takes, I guess, on the internet, on the interwebs, but I quite enjoyed it. It feels like an Indiana Jones film. It has that, like...
Shouldn't it, though?
Yeah, but, like, it... the last one was 2011, and the one since then was late 80s. I don't know the exact date. So like we've not had one.
There's only 3.
There's 4. So
Oh.
there was a trilogy in
Right.
the 70s or 80s. I don't know. Don't quote me on exactly when. Trilogy then. In 2010 or 11 or maybe even 9, we had a 4th one. And now, 2023, we've got a 5th and final one.
Nice.
There's not a lot of Indiana Jones. There's plenty of books and comics and video games, but who we're not getting into that. But it feels like an Indiana Jones movie. It's got a little bit of that cheese, a little bit of that tongue-in-cheek.
Is Indiana Jones? Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, it is.
dun, dun, dun.
Classic John Williams, one of his great scores.
You're such a nerd.
John Williams is very famous and successful.
I understand that, but
I'm talking Star Wars, Superman, like all these crazy scores. Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Anyway,
We
could do this for forever if we want.
We
One
don't
thing I'll
want-
say is Harrison Ford,
Yeah.
when he wants to put
Is
in
he
a
in
good,
Shrinking?
yes, he's the old man in
Nice.
Shrinking.
Love him.
When he wants to do a good performance, he can do a good performance. Shrinking is good. This he's good, but sometimes Harrison Ford's kind of known as the grumpy old man of Hollywood now.
Okay.
All he wants to do is smoke weed and fly planes.
Fair.
And he's nearly crashed planes like a few times. But when he wants to, he puts in a good performance. Like, he kind of didn't care about any of the Star Wars stuff when they made him come back as an old man for that. But he seems to like Indiana Jones and actually care about this character.
Oh, no, that's nice for him.
It's interesting. And I think he really did want to have like a nice final send-off for his version of this character.
Good.
And I think they get that, you know? I think my only issue with this film, and maybe it's wrong for me to compare it to the original 3, is the action is a little bit lackluster in this one. It's not bad, but the action in those original 3 movies is so good, so intense, so like fun. There's so much happening and it plays so well that like it's tough to beat. I mean, for me, some of the beauty of Indiana Jones is that he's just like a bit of an idiot trying to make it through, and he's kind of getting through mostly by luck.
Okay.
And that's kind of the joy of it, that he's not like an indestructible John Wick type. He's sort of just slowly making it through. He makes bad decisions, gets betrayed every other week, but he ends up getting out of it just by the, like, you know, thin of it. What's the term?
Skin of his teeth.
Skin of his teeth. Skin don't have teeth, don't have skin. Like we said, the originals, they're peak filmmaking to me. Like the practical effects we were talking about, the way they actually made it, that's what I enjoy about it. And apparently the production of these films were a mess back in the day. I don't know. I just have a lot of respect for that, and I enjoy that. It's just really good stuff.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Rate it out of 10.
I'm just going to end with one last thing. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I just want to quickly mention her.
Okay.
Because she's the companion for Indy this time who's going on the adventure. And a lot of people on the internet obviously just, you know, hate women. And they just hate in this movie because of women and Kathleen Kennedy. But I love Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I think she's insanely talented actress, writer, all the stuff she does. I thought she was great in this, and I would happily watch her continue on this like role legacy. Obviously,
Fair.
she won't be Indiana Jones, but I think her name's like Helen something. But I would definitely watch her carry on with adventures for sure, if that's the way they want to.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's the way they're gonna try to carry it on, because I mean, she's a pretty famous actress.
Yeah.
She's got charisma, she's got charm, she's funny, and I know the internet is sort of hating on her in this movie because, you know, it's like sexist old men.
Fuck off.
But I would happily watch her take on this role and carry it on. I thought she was great.
Lovely.
So that's that. That's Indiana Jones,
And the lost diamond, or whatever you said.
and he rides a horse again.
Do you have anything?
Probably.
I have
Oh.
something I'm grateful for you for.
Well, that's not what this is for.
I'm going to contrast it.
Okay, and then I'll go for one. That's
But-
50-50 there.
What?
You'll see. It's
Okay.
half, I don't like this, half, I do.
I appreciate. Okay, I am grateful that you keep buying me white chocolate Biscoff Kit Kats.
I've only bought you like 2.
They're the shit, and it was in the fridge last night, and I just wanted a little sweet treat, so thank you.
Well, it's okay. Enjoy.
I loved it.
I'm glad you did that.
I
They're
was
good
really
stuff.
grateful. I was really grateful.
Well, it's just a small chocolate bar, and I know you enjoy it.
I really like it.
It's as simple as that, really.
Go on.
Well, mine's a bit similar.
I feel like it's like cooking the HelloFresh or something.
No, mine's gonna be. Well, I love that you cook me dinner most nights.
Because I'm
No, not even most
nice.
nights. Like what, two or three nights of the week.
Yeah.
It's just like half, and then anyway, it kind of leads up to your like yogurt cookies and stuff.
Oh, I try new things.
The
in
random shit you try,
Yeah.
or like you see a TikTok and you're like, let's do this. So I half hate it, but I also half enjoy it.
Like-
because on one hand, I get yogurt cookies and I get to try a nice thing.
Yeah.
On the other hand,
We make
I
oat
have
milk.
homemade oat milk in my fridge for a week that no one's ever touched, and it's
And
slowly
separated.
just separating, and it's like pure water at the bottom, pure milk powder at the top.
Listen, I'm experimental.
No, that's why I don't want to make this a flat fury, because it's quite fun, and sometimes you get a positive out of it. Even these smoothies, I would say, kind of have become that.
I mean, this is just me having a smoothie.
No, but like you had that random inspiration of, I need to get a blender, I need to buy all these fruits,
I
so we
didn't
need
get
to do
a blender.
this.
I got gifted
Yeah.
from Rita.
But
Rita's not had much like airtime on this pod anymore.
she
I'm going to see her next week anyway.
She stopped writing in.
Yeah, she has.
Maybe do you want to do an episode with just Rita?
Me and Rita.
Yeah. I think that's a better podcast, honestly. I'd
no.
rather have that podcast and then I get to listen to it.
No, but I do think we should at some point have Rita on the pod. Who wants Rita on the pod? Whoop, whoop.
It'll
Rita on the
just
pod.
be-
Whoop, whoop.
No shame on Rita. She's 90 odd and her brain
She
is in
can
pretty
be
good.
a bit of a dick.
No, but we'll just be having the same like conversation like 4 times.
Yeah, but we can do super good editing.
Anyway, I enjoy
Films.
No, I enjoy some of the shit you
Oh
make.
yeah, we're on that section, aren't we?
But I also sometimes hate it.
yeah.
And like we've got milk ice cubes in our freezer for some reason.
Because when it melts, it
Yes,
goes watery
but you've
coffee.
never used it.
Because it
You've
got
never
stuck
put it in
and
your
it looks a bit
coffee.
yellow now. I don't want to use that shit.
'Cause
Anyway,
it's frozen.
let's move on. Harmonise with me.
What are we doing?
We're doing
now?
the weekly
Oh.
wonder. Ready? The weekly wonder, the weekly wonder, the weekly wonder, the weekly wonder. You need to come and
Go
have
on.
a
Build
line.
it, build it.
The weekly wonder, the weekly wonder, the weekly wonder, the weekly wonder.
Wonder in this motherfucker, wonder. You might not pick that up because I never want to. I always bring the mic
I'll turn it up, don't
away.
worry.
I always bring the mic away from my mouth because I don't want to make it too loud. But maybe it was too far this time.
Weekly wonder. We're going through friendship. Have you ever had to break up with a friend, and why? Do you wanna start, or shall we go with some of our Payne babies?
I'll start. I'll quickly.
Oh, before we go on to this question, we have something about last week.
Okay.
We have a ghosty thing. Let me look. Let me.
Do you want to hear a really sad thing I do?
What?
And if people have gone to the cinema with me, people might not pick up about this, but a
What?
couple of people pick up. Every time the lights go
Oh,
dark,
for fuck's sake!
I do a little ooh noise
I hate you.
every time.
This person put, "Oh my god, please can we send you this story about sleepwalking?"
I'm so sad.
Here we go.
I literally will never forget this until literally the day I die. So we used to do our big sleepovers with all the dancing crew. And one time we stayed at Ruby's and we were all crammed, like all 8 of us crammed into Ruby's bedroom. Some of us were on the floor, some of us were in the bed, just top and tailing, as 12-year-olds do. And I just remember we were all like falling asleep, and like I don't know who woke up, but one of us woke up. I was like, "Oh my god, Ruby, are you okay?" And you were literally stood in the doorway of your bedroom, staring down at us all like you were fucking possessed or something. And all of us were like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And I just remember like having to clear a pathway for you to get back into bed. And then like we sat you down and you just like came round and was like, "Whoa, where am I?" We were all like, "What the fuck?" As if that just happened. Yeah, I literally will never forget that until the day I die. Weird.
So,
What the fuck?
first question, just to clarify, is this you, Ruby, or
Yeah,
is this
me.
Ruby Gilman, Teenage Kraken?
Oh, fuck off.
Are we on about the Teenage Kraken here, or you?
We're on about Ruby Payne. And I don't remember this.
And my second question is,
Yeah.
12-year-olds do what, sorry?
We did used to have like massive sleepovers. There was like maybe like 5, 6 girls, 3 boys.
Damn.
Bit
And
weird.
what happened with those 3 boys and those 5 to 6 girls?
I mean, nothing at that stage.
Maybe we shouldn't say. Maybe we'll...
Was there 3? Yeah, there was 3 boys. Anyway. So, yeah. What a weirdo I am. I haven't walked in this
Slapped
flat.
walked.
I haven't slapped you in this flat.
You've not. Yeah, you have. Well, when was the last time you sleepwalked? Because I
Fuck
don't
knows.
remember you. I feel like you've not done that in a decade
I don't know.
easily.
But that was just a little side note from last week.
A little sizzle to your creepiness.
Yeah, a little sizzle.
God, that would terrify me. Not. It would just be spooky.
Not
It would just be spooky, I guess. Like if I came in and you were staring at the wall. Stood
I
up
used to
and
have
then
night terrors. Scream, scream, scream.
Oh yeah, scream 1 to 4.
Oh, anyway.
It's 1 to 3 even. Scream, scream, scream.
The weekly wonder for this week is: have you ever had to break up with a friend and why?
We'll set the scene
Okay,
to our experience with this.
go for it then.
I've had it happen to me.
What's happened?
So a friend has broken up with me.
Oh my god.
But honestly, for a fair reason, but I had nothing to do with it.
Shit.
Pretty much, I had a friend. I'm not going to say any names or
Well, no,
anything.
don't.
Everyone listening will know who this is.
Okay.
We used to always go over to my friend's house and hang out at his, and it was always fun. It was chill. It was a good spot to go. His parents
old were
were
you?
relaxed. Between the ages of like 15 and 17,
Nice.
maybe. And we'd just chill out and we'd hang out there. And it was a nice place to go. It was a safe place to go. We would pretty much hang out at like the bottom of his garden in a little separate space.
Shed.
Yeah, a shed garage type thing.
Okay.
The guy was great. Great person, great friend. I even
Okay.
gave him my PlayStation 2
Oh my god. Dream.
because where we used to hang out, he'd have a PS4, Xbox 360, PS3.
Let me guess, you want to play old school games.
So I was like, I've got a PS4. Let me add to your collection of
two.
console. PS2, sorry. Let me add to your collection of consoles. And then we've got all these different generations.
Fun.
And I was like, here's a couple games. And so I gave it him. I was like, just have it and we're going to go play. And he still got it and we're no longer friends. So
Why
one
aren't you
day, we'll get
friends?
to that, but one day, maybe in about 10 years, I'm going to ask for that back.
Okay.
I was going to go, hey, remember when I gave you my PlayStation 2? Give me it back.
Okay, what happened there?
Well, the reason he stopped being friends with me is because my friends, like, were not dicks, but did do him over. It's a weird story, and it's kind of hard. It's not hard to explain, but there's just more context behind it, I guess, that would be too long. After a night out, my friends once pretty much broke in to the back of his garden.
To the shed?
Yeah, to put it easiest way to say it is they broke in and slept there because they didn't want to go home.
Did you do that?
No, I wasn't there.
Oh right.
So they did that, and that obviously pissed him off big time.
Of course.
In the morning, you find two people sleeping there.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
And even if they're your friends, like, the fact they didn't say anything.
Yeah.
So he pretty much said, like, I'm done with you all. And the thing is, he actually didn't even say anything. He was just kind of like done with us all.
You got dragged into it.
Yeah, I was just lumped into that group. So he stopped seeing all of us. He stopped hanging around with all of us because of what they did. And he just sort of was like, I'm going to have to get rid of everybody, which I kind of get, but also like, I was good to you. I gave you my PlayStation. But we kept messaging every now and then. He saw a couple of us solo sometimes. He didn't hate us. And admittedly,
Was he not fully invested in your friendship since that?
I'm also pretty sure he was going through his own thing at the time.
Okay.
But I kept trying to be friends and be nice. So I messaged him a few times. Didn't hear much. And then eventually I took the signal and stopped. And here's the last few messages
Oh no, this is going to be
we
so
ever
sad.
sent. So this is 2nd of August, 2020.
Shit.
I said, hey, bro. This is also after 2 messages of no reply.
Oh my god, I heard you. This is sad
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah. A few months in between all these messages. I would like every other month I'd message him maybe just to see.
Okay.
Hey, bro. Hope you're doing good. Miss your bearded face. That's what I said. He put, hey, who's this?
No.
And so we also...
Did you actually put hey who's
yeah,
this?
hey, who's this?
Oh
and
my God,
I
Sonny.
put Sonny with a laughing face. Never heard back.
Oh my god, this is
Never
sad.
heard back.
What a dick.
Well, that's the thing. We also went through a thing of like, maybe he's got a new phone. Because he was also the type of guy who would get different numbers like randomly and just change his
oh
phone.
my god, who's
So like,
this?
maybe he's got a new phone and he's not getting our messages. So, hey, who's this? Confirmed he was getting my messages.
Dying.
And then as soon
dying.
as I said who I was and he never got back to me, it also confirmed he could get back to me. So then I took the hint and was like, okay.
Yeah,
clearly,
fuck him.
he
Actually,
clearly
fuck
doesn't.
him.
But
Who
that,
cares?
that is such a funny, like, I miss your bearded face. It's like, hey, who's this?
I would. That is. Oh my god, embarrassing.
So that's
Oh.
my story of how I kind of got broken up with,
I feel
but
like
it wasn't my fault. And I want that PlayStation 2.
that just did a big stretch. For me, I feel like I've had 2 experiences, but never actually broken up with any friends. I've had one from school where I guess I went to uni so far away. Like I went to uni 4 hours away from our hometown. I kind of
Some people go to uni in different
I
countries,
understand.
you know? Some people go to uni in different countries with
I-
different languages.
I
And they struggle to understand them even with the course because of that. You know, some people do
Why
that.
are you
Some
atting
people
me?
go because maybe 4 roses and not 4. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing.
So I had a group of friends at school. We went on girls' holidays. We were like the group at school. And I moved away to uni, and obviously traveling back it was a long drive. 4 hours is long, and I just learned to drive. And I just felt like I lost touch with them. And it wasn't a case of breaking up. They just started a new group chat without me, which, yeah, I didn't really care. So I kind of lost touch with them, but it wasn't really like a breakup. But then I did feel quite pressured. Certain people would be like, why aren't you replying? You've just left us, blah, 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 blah. And I would be like, whoa, I don't need this energy. So I would say I kind of disassociated myself with certain people. But then, I mean, when did I leave school? 2014. Shit. It's been nearly 10 years.
Does that make you feel old?
Nah. It's been nearly 10 years. And I've kind of, in the past, year, I've kind of rekindled some of them friendships anyway, which I'm really grateful for. So I guess that was kind of like we were on a break in that sense. And then I've also had a situation where some of my closest people, we've lived together, we moved in together, and we got on each other's nerves so bad, and it really like shook our friendship.
Well, that happens when you live with people. That's why I'm always a bit iffy about moving in with some people.
But we
And-
worked together on both occasions. We worked together. One of them we were sharing a room. One of the others we weren't. And it really like took a hit on our relationship. And I love them both so dearly. And I feel like now we don't live together, and now like we have our own lives. We definitely are probably closer than ever. So,
But I think
yeah.
that's always the issue. And I've said this to so many people when they're like, "Oh, we're gonna move in," it's like, just like make sure you know some weird habits of theirs, because like
You have to be very close to live
well,
together.
even if you're like the closest with your friend and then you live together, you'll learn more about them than you realize. And there's weird small little habits that will piss you
of
off.
course. But yeah, so I've never really had breakups, more like breaks or tiffs in friendships. But
Yeah. I've had people be like, I'm going to move in with my friend. And I'm like, oh, we'll be careful and all that spiel. And they go, oh, no, it's fine. We lived together during school, for example. We were at boarding school because we're all posh. And we lived together and it was fine. And I go, yeah, well, that was 5 years ago now. You know, people change. Habits are different.
Oh, yeah,
no, it's
defo.
fine. It's going to be fine. And then after a couple of months, they're moaning about their flatmate, which everyone moans about their flatmate. But
look at us.
we made a whole podcast about it, yeah.
I know. But yeah, so I will read some of the Payne babies because there is some fucking savage ones. Went to prom together and never spoke since.
What? You came home from prom, never spoke after
That's
that?
all they put. Went to prom together
Damn,
and
what
didn't
happened
speak
at that
since.
prom?
Fuck knows.
I was so disappointed with my prom, by the way.
It is prom season. Happy prom
Such
season.
a boring... And I mean, I've got to blame the school and some of the students planning it. And I'm pretty confident that some of the students actively tried to make it interesting and better, but the school was like, we don't have the budget for that. We didn't even get fucking hoodies.
Oh my God.
With like a name and a number or whatever.
Well,
Like, we didn't get any of
I
that.
had 3 proms. I had year 11, year 12, year 13. And then when I was planning year 13 as head girl, one of the committee stole money to use it on drugs, and we had no prom money after that.
But the drugs were for the prom, right?
Nope.
Ruined, missed opportunity. The best thing about my prom was just some of the teachers getting drunk.
Yeah, I love that.
Besides that, it was pretty boring.
I love that. I had a friend who was jealous of me having other friends and got nasty if I spent more time with them than her. I can't be arsed with that shit, so I cut them right off. Fair enough. You don't need jealous friends. Jealous friends really ruin shit. You're like, oh my God, you're hanging out with them but not me. Blah, blah, blah. Like, what is that about?
Insecurities.
Probs. Probably, actually.
It always is.
This is a person who got broken up with as a friend. At school, I was in a friendship group with a group of girls who were super popular, super pretty, and had boys going after them all the time. Anyways, a new person joined the group and was really insecure. People didn't know of her, and she was...
Ruby, is this just the plot of Mean Girls?
No, this is not
Are
someone
you just
actually wrote
reading
it.
me the plot of Mean Girls off Wikipedia?
No. She was always sort of under the underdog because she was so new to the school, but she didn't like it. So she started to make fun of me. Basically,
This is New Girl. Not New Girl,
Mean
sorry.
Girls.
This is Mean Girls.
No, this is someone's actual thing. Basically put me down to make her feel good. And when it came to exam season, I would vomit before my exams because I was so nervous. She told everyone I had an eating disorder and there was something wrong with me, but I didn't know that she was spreading all these rumours. This is like high
it's
school.
still Mean Girls. It's not stopped being Mean Girls.
So I ended up graduating from school not knowing why no one from the friendship group would speak to me anymore. And it was just a case of her putting me down so she would sit above me. That's so shit.
And then she got hit by a bus.
I just think that's so shitty. That's so shitty.
It is shitty.
And that's such
Of
high
course
school
it's
girls.
shitty.
Honestly, you know,
I'm really happy I didn't have to deal with that. No major rumors like that came out. The one
I had bad
rumor
shit.
that came out about me, and I feel quite bad about this, was this girl who was quite shy, quite insecure, very like off in the corner.
Yeah.
And I had to sit next to her in a class. And I'm a friendly guy, so I was chatting. She started telling people that we were dating. Seriously, and people were coming up to me, "Oh my God, Sonny, I didn't realize you were dating so and so." And like, I don't know, it was very obvious, like, we don't fit like that. And so I was like, what? And like a bunch of people started telling me this. So like people were believing it.
Yeah.
And I felt really bad. And so I saw the girl and I tried to have a conversation with her. Didn't hear anything. She like panicked and rushed away.
Oh no.
It got to the point, Ruby,
Ruby,
where I had to break up with this girl I wasn't even dating in the middle of the corridor. I had to say to her, we aren't going out.
Damn.
And like I felt so bad because like I kind of was calling her out in the hallway and embarrassing her, but it was like my last resort. I tried one-on-one conversations. She didn't take the hint. She didn't stop telling people. She kept telling people. So I had to like do a not big public thing, but in the corridor I just went up to her and was like,
What a crazy
we
gal.
aren't dating.
I feel
Stop
like
telling people
as I've got older, the drama gets worse.
But no, that situation does suck.
Yeah, that is sad. And girls should just hype up other girls because there's enough slate for women anyway. Hype each other up, guys. Right, I'm going to continue.
Hell yeah.
So that's obviously going from the perspective of young girls. The next message is, I think I'll read it you. I had to work with my best friend. Unfortunately, I had to hand my notice in as the company weren't treating me well at work. I left to save our friendship as I thought it was the best thing to do. Turns out 25 years of friendship didn't mean anything.
Ooh.
So literally, a job got in the way of their friendship.
Let me make this clear for me. Their friendship ended because she left work.
She left because the company obviously weren't treating her well, and her best friend didn't obviously support that, and they've just had to break up as friends.
That is shitty.
25 years.
That is shitty. So
That's
they must be
madness.
26.
I don't know. I guess friendship, it's such a tough thing because honestly, a friendship is like you're in a relationship but without all that jazz.
And all that jazz. Sorry, what'd you say then?
Like friendship is like you're in a relationship but without you pick your friends. It's not like you have to be friends with people. Like you have to be friends with me because you're my brother.
I mean, I don't have to be.
Well,
I know plenty of people who like family gets disowned and stuff.
Okay, do you want us to disown you?
No, I want to disown you. That feels better for me.
Anyway.
You disown me.
Oh, we
that
didn't even do the
feels-
poll. Have you got your poll?
Yeah.
Okay, the poll. The options were yes, they broke up with me, sad times. No, besties for life. Or yes, I broke up with them, good riddance. Now, my followers are obviously savage, but not too much.
Damn.
65% said yes, I broke up with them, good riddance. So that's quite a hearty chunk. No, besties for life got 5%. So we've got some for lifers in there.
Okay.
And 30% said yes, they broke up with me, sad times. So we're a bit of a mixed bag. What about your followers?
Okay, I've got 50%
Oh, 50.
said yes, they have broke up with a friend.
Oh.
They've done it. They've pulled that trigger.
Yeah.
14% say no, besties for life. We're best buds. And then 36% said, yes, they broke up with me.
You have more for lifers than I have.
Yep.
Damn, that is the public.
That's what they do. That's what they say.
We love all your stories, guys. Please send them in, though, because they're so funny.
Yeah, well, tell us anything you want to do. If you want us to talk about something, give us a
Yeah.
recommendation. We spoke about ghosts. We spoke about whatever.
We can literally do whatever
Yeah.
you want.
If you've watched a film and you want us to watch it, tell us.
Sonny will watch it.
Ruby will also watch it.
Should we wrap it up?
We're wrapping it up.
Or what are you doing the rest of the week?
What have I got coming up this week?
Yeah.
Sundance, baby.
Oh, yeah, your film festival.
I'm
We
at
spoke about this.
Sundance all weekend. I'll get into that next weekend.
Nice.
So,
Oh, God.
get
Get ready for a whole load of fucking film, guys. What else are you doing?
I don't know. That's pretty much it.
Just Sundance?
Yeah. What else have I got to do or tell you about? What are you doing?
I'm going home. I'm going home. Buzzing. Gonna go home. Work from up there. Get to see our family. Get to see our grandparents. Get to see Rita. Lewis is here tonight. Can't wait to see him for the weekend.
Wow.
I got loads going on.
So get ready to hear about all that.
Get ready to hear about all that. Make sure you write into us at Payne and Simple Podcasts on Instagram. My Instagram is at Ruby May Payne and Sonny's is at Sonny_Payne. Is that right?
You'll have to search and find out.
Search and find out. Write in your dilemmas at Payne and Simple Podcasts at gmail.com. Literally send us messages, send us voice notes. We're so grateful for you all. We love you all so much. One piece of advice, go.
Leave us a review.
That's your advice?
Yeah.
Okay, and my advice is make the viral TikTok clusters. Bye, love you. XOXO. Gossip Girl.
Did I ever tell you I've got a friend who's got a Gossip Girl tattoo?
Oh, what the fuck?
He, I think it's like a stick and poke. It says like XOXO.
A stick and poke.
And it like looks really weird. But if you looked at it, you'd never guess it's Gossip Girl. So he doesn't tell anyone it's Gossip Girl.
Bye, guys.